Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. You know, this is the most wonderful time of the year, don't you agree? And in my house, that always means a Collin Street Bakery fruitcake. And so I am so happy to welcome back to the show Hayden Crawford,
Thank you.
who several years ago
Yeah, we think
you
three maybe, or
we
maybe four.
we sat down and had a lovely interview at another location. We were not here in the Alico building at the time, but you are partner and VP of Public
Hmm.
Relations at the legendary Collin Street Bakery, of course, located in Corsicana.
Yep.
But there's some wonderful locations throughout retail spots, and
Yes.
Waco, of course, has one.
Right, just north of Baylor. Then we have one near Tyler in Lindale on I-20. And then we have the two in Corsicana, one on I-45 and one in downtown
Now, you
Corsicana.
tell me there was a little discussion, if we do that, are we going to mess up our traffic there at the downtown main bakery?
Yeah, and we didn't. So
And it
we were
didn't,
worried.
so yeah.
We were worried that when we built the second location on I-45, still in Corsicana,
Yeah.
that we would rob the sales from the seventh location and it would eventually die and go away. And that was the fear. And we just felt strongly enough that we needed a location on I-45 that we built it anyway, and it turned out to be a huge success, and it did not hurt 7th. So we got 7th, we gained 45, and with the realization that that was working, we built this one in I-35 in Waco. The biggest bakery that we have, we built in Waco. And then we built the one in Lindale.
So they are baking product there.
Yes, they don't bake
at
the
Waco.
fruitcake.
All
Yes,
right,
they-
not the fruitcake.
Not the fruitcake. That is at our headquarters, so we
Yeah.
can control it and make sure. But we send out, and we make the batter and the dough at our headquarters location. But then we ship that out to the stores and allow them to pull it out and bake it off
I gotcha.
and present it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you're the second generation of your
Yes,
family
yes,
to work at Collin Street Bakery. So what was it like basically growing up around this business?
Yeah, I grew up in it. When I was 6 years old, I was there for the grand opening, and Will Rogers, old
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he was a customer and a huge fan of ours. And when we did the grand opening of the location in downtown Corsicana, which is still there, still where we work, Will Rogers Jr., his son, came and was the MC for the grand opening. And I was about 6 years old when that happened. And I was there in the crowd shots, and I've been able to spot myself and spot my dad, who was a partner, and my mother, who was there.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about Corsicana because I was fascinated to learn the history of it. I mean, because of the oil
Yes.
around there, it was a very, very wealthy location, and all kinds of visitors came to town. You mentioned Will Rogers. You know, why in the world would Will Rogers come to Corsicana,
Isn't that
Texas?
the truth?
It was sort of a hub of famous people coming
Yes, it
in.
was. And the railroads as well. We had
Well,
a crossing of
exactly.
railroads, and that was probably maybe even more so than the oil, although the oil was a big part of it,
Yeah.
brought the people there.
Well, and so let's talk about the origins then of the Collin Street Bakery, because it has something to do with P.T. Barnum, right?
The mail order part of it does
Okay,
with P.T.
all
Barnum.
right.
So there was a German baker that came over named August Wiedmann, and he came over from Wiesbaden, Germany. He was immigrating in, trying to find his family and his friends, and then ended up in Corsicana and got off the train there, and just started a little shop. He didn't get to where he wanted to go, but he started a shop there, and it became very successful with the locals. So much so that a businessman in the town joined him as a partner, and they built a hotel above the shop. And this is when P.T. Barnum came in with some of his circus and many other big celebrities of the time, Diamond Jim Brady and Gentleman Jim McGraw, I think was his nickname. And anyway, they would come in and stay at the hotel.
Didn't Lily Langtry? I mean,
Lily Langtry, I think she was
famous,
in the
famous people, yeah.
famous old names that you've
Yeah.
heard. And they would come and stay at the hotel, go downstairs, grab some fruitcakes, and they'd go. With P.T. Barnum, they were going overseas to do their show, and they would take these fruitcakes, give them out to friends and fans and stuff overseas. We began getting letters saying, "Can I get another cake like the one I got?" And that's how our mail order
Yeah. So
started.
the mail order It's been around a long
A
time.
long, long time.
Yeah. Now your dad, John,
Yes.
spent nearly 60 years at
Yeah.
the bakery. So what lessons and values he had to how do they guide you today?
Oh, so I got, not only did I grow up in the bakery business, but I came here 20 years ago and
Uh-huh.
started working. And so I worked with my dad, and the two of us worked side by side. Our offices are right across from each other.
Yeah.
And we'd drive to work every day. I'd come by his house, pick him up, and go in. Uh, he was the most positive person that you will ever meet, and so perfectly fit for customer service when a customer calls in
Hmm.
and they're angry because their
Oh
cake
yeah.
was dented, their tin was dented, or it was late
Oh.
in delivery. And I don't think Dad ever failed in turning around that customer, that angry customer,
Hmm.
into a loyal lifetime customer after the conversation. So he was just one of a kind, and I learned from him. Not as nearly as good as he is, but I can step up and do it when it's needed.
Well, you are kind of the face of the bakery. But you before joining the bakery, you were working in pecan shelling and advertising.
Yes, that's correct.
So, of course, pecans feature largely
Almost 30% of the cake.
is right. So
Yeah,
pecans, and of course, Texas, great place to grow pecans, and and of course, lots of Germans that came that this was like mother's milk to them
mother's milk.
from the old country.
Yep,
This kind of treat that they would
true.
enjoy. So it's kind of a perfect thing.
By accident, and it ended up just being perfect. So the chef that came over, August Weidman, his recipe called for walnuts. That's what you've found in
Oh,
Europe,
okay,
in
right,
Germany.
right, right. Black
And
walnuts.
when he got here, he realized their walnuts were almost impossible to find, but pecans were plentiful. And so he made that change in his
Oh,
recipe. That was one of the first major changes, and it worked out beautifully,
yeah.
perfectly. And now, like as I've said, almost a third of that cake is pecans.
And they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Now, does Collin Street Bakery have a shelling operation, or what was the story on that? I
Yes, we
can't
did. We
remember.
did.
Yeah.
For years, we did. We
Uh-huh. I
only
thought so.
recently sold it, but we had what became the world's largest pecan shelling plant under one roof. Now, our demand is less for fruitcakes and pecans today than it was 20 years ago. It just, people have naturally drifted away from fruitcake. But 20 years ago, we were getting 20,000 pounds a day of pecans to keep up with the fruitcakes that we were making daily during the holidays. So that's a semi-truck load every other day.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So a huge, huge consumption of pecans, and so we needed some guarantee that we could get pecans when we needed them.
Hmm.
Otherwise, we shut the plant down. So we built this facility.
That makes sense.
Yeah, back in the late 70s.
Yeah, yeah. Um, for those who only know Collin Street Bakery from the red tins under the Christmas tree, and I promise you, every year, and my mother would go and she'd get the fruitcakes, and just knew who liked them, who appreciated them.
Yep.
Not everybody
True,
does,
not
but
everybody does.
um,
God bless them.
so what does the day to day look like for you?
In the business.
Uh-huh.
So my dad had a saying, and he said, "Hey, we may have it easy 9 months out of the year, but we work like hell that other three."
I know. I appreciate you taking time right now to come and be here. Yeah.
So yeah, we call it fruitcake season,
Uh-huh.
and it starts kicking in October,
Yeah.
and the whole world changes because we bake by demand. So the orders come in through the mail or by phone or whatever online, and we say, hey, we need to make 5,000 cakes a day. For this week, we may need to make 20,000 cakes in the following week, but we gauge it by demand, and so it's a day-to-day thing. But we know December is going to be pell-mell. Just everybody knows to the grindstone.
Yeah. Well, and then you're also stocking retail stores, so you've got an amount of product that needs to go out anyway,
And
right?
not only that, because fruitcake is the our huge bestseller, and,
Right,
and
right.
all stores are selling it, and the mail order is selling it, and so you're churning through all of that product. But in the meantime, you also have cookies, cakes, pies, breads, pastries.
Okay, so you brought some amazing things. So these are all from the Waco location, right?
Yes, these are from the
brought some
Waco.
great stuff. These pink cookies, which when I did a story with KXXV, my traveling Texas,
Yep.
from the college that you're going to see here momentarily. I think they were making this pink cookie at the time. So you see this pink batter being poured out.
That's the cherry ice box. It is our most popular cookie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, you got I see pecans in this cookie with it. I'm
That's a
not.
cranberry, white chocolate, and pecan cookie there on the right.
Oh.
That's relatively new. I think we came out with that a year or two ago.
Okay, and then here's I love being surrounded by cookies. This is my happy place. Looked like chocolate chip and then
Chocolate
a
chip, and that's a pumpkin spice.
pumpkin. Okay,
For
here we go.
seasonal, we only sell this in October, late October, November, and December. That's it.
Well, I think something else I think I remembered seeing them doing the peanut brittle.
Yes, you
Because
did.
you're doing the candy, which that's a whole different animal when
whole
you're
different-
thinking about baking fruitcakes.
Yes, yes, and it's a fascinating process.
So we've got pecan and you've also got peanut.
Pecan and peanut. I watch them make this, and it's such an interesting process. They get a cauldron, copper cauldron, and they fill it with what ends up being molten cookie batter, whatever you call it. And once it's just frothing, boiling, they pull it off the burners and they pour it onto a marble slab. Instantly cools it, and as it cools, it hardens, stiffens, and then they take spatulas and separate the candy from the marble table, break it into pieces, package it, and then we sell it.
The freshness is.
Freshness is just amazing,
It
and
is
the
just
quality no one's had a brittle like that. It's an amazing product.
Yeah. Well, obviously your fruitcakes, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but you've got pies. I mean, there's pumpkin pie, and then breads as
Yes.
well.
So a lot of people don't know this, probably most, but we were a bread bakery for years and years. That was what we did. And
Really?
Yes, and we sold breads regionally and did a good job doing it. Fruitcake was just a specialty item that we did. But
Bacon and cheese.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bacon and cheese. But the rainbow breads and the Ms. Baird's, they began creeping
Right.
in, and they were much larger operations than we were. Just a mom and pop, and
Right.
we realized we can't compete with them. And someone had the genius idea of selling the bread equipment and gambling on fruitcake, and that was probably back in the late 40s, and the rest is history.
But you are doing some artisan type breads, obviously, because
Yes, we
Right.
we probably bake about half a dozen breads now. We used to bake, I don't know how many more, maybe twice that many, but we still offer those, and we offer those baked fresh daily. And then, as you already noticed, we produce all of these products on a regular basis, turn out for the customers to pick up and take home with them.
yeah, chocolate covered fruitcake bites.
That's
I think I do recall them passing through and chocolate going down. I'm just trying to remember the
Very
video we
I Love
shot so
Lucy.
many years ago.
Yeah,
yeah,
very I Love
yeah.
Lucy. Yes, so the fruitcake bites, the idea was people just don't like fruitcake, and there are going to be those that just don't like fruitcake. Well, what can you do to those people? And so
Covered in chocolate.
cover it in chocolate. And so,
What's not to love?
oh my gosh! And so it was such a huge hit. And this is a recent item for us, probably in the last 5, 6, 7 years
Yeah.
that we've been doing the chocolate covered. But we mentioned Roland Mesnier, I believe, have we? Roland Mesnier, the White House chef, longest serving White House chef through 5 presidencies, he came up with the chocolate recipe that we use for these fruitcake bites.
Okay.
And it's better than Godiva. It's just
And so how did you hook up with him?
so we knew him, family friends knew of him at the White House at the time.
Okay.
And we knew he was retiring at the end of George Bush's presidency.
Okay.
And so we knew that through the mutual friend. And so we contacted him then and said, would you be interested in coming to the bakery? And it's a famous enough where he knew it and was
Right.
interested in it, and he came down. And this pumpkin loaf that we have here, that is also his.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a remarkable product. There are people that come in and taste that and say, okay, that's my favorite thing I've ever had,
Presidential
period.
pastry.
Presidential pastries is
Former
the,
White House presidential pastry chef.
yep.
Yeah, Roland Mesnier, right?
That's correct. We named the presidential pastries after his line of products.
Right. So he offered his baking wisdom, and this is his White House recipes. So it wasn't a particular. I thought the particular presidents were associated with some of the different. Like I can't remember now.
He would serve different desserts to different presidents, or different desserts were popular with different presidents, and we never tied one to a certain president, but we encouraged him, whatever really was popular, can you make one for Collin Street Bakery? And that's one of them.
This is one of them. Yeah, the pumpkin spice loaf. Yeah, perfect for this time of year for sure. Gosh, so many wonderful things to talk about. I need to take a break.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back. We're going to talk way more about Collin Street Bakery and your work with this wonderful business here in Central Texas. But want to remind you that today's show is brought to you by the Wild Watusi Boutique. Be sure to check them out. They're in Hewitt, just down from George's. So stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
At Mitzi, we believe the right light can transform any space. Mitzi has the perfect design for you. Beautiful, well-made lighting without the high price tag. Discover your perfect light at Mitzi.com. That's MITZI.com. Mitzi.
Well, I figured I'd play y'all my Christmas song now. So this actually came out. So I have a band. If you're looking to find my music online, it's under the band name, which is Jacob Price Zazz and the Loose Ends. The Loose Ends? Yes. So that's how you can find it. This song came out on Black Friday. It's called "Selling Out for Christmas." Sweet. Night of December 23rd, and I'm drunk again. Try with all my might, I just can't seem to win. Well, I cashed my check and I went to the store to get my darling a Christmas gift. But by the time I got there, them shelves was empty. So I just picked up a fifth. 'Cause they're selling out for Christmas. It's the prophet's time of year. You know it's sure big business, spreading holiday cheer. My baby's gonna say this is the last straw. She'll be gone and it's all my fault. 'Cause since we're grown, Kris Kringle skips over us, and they're selling out for Christmas. What am I gonna tell her? What'll be my excuse? Despite all of my good intentions, I was just born to lose. We'll say this year it's Festivus and put up an aluminum pole. We'll have feats of strength and she can air her grievance. I'm just a no-good drunk asshole. While they're selling out for Christmas, it's the prophet's time of year. You know it's sure big business, spreading holiday cheer. My baby's gonna say this is the last straw. She'll be gone and it's all my fault. 'Cause since we're grown, Kris Kringle skips over us, and they're selling out for Christmas. now she's gone. Where did I go wrong? But I got me a band and we got this song, and we're selling out for Christmas. It's the prophet's time of year. We want to get in on that business, selling holiday cheer. My baby's done said it was the last straw. Now she's gone and it's all my fault. 'Cause since we're grown, Kris Kringle skips over us, and they're selling out for Christmas. Yeah, since we're grown, Kris Kringle skips over us, and we done sold out for Christmas.
Step into a winter wonderland as the Mayborn Museum's beloved Christmas lights in the village returns on December 12th. Stroll through a glowing 1890s village where twinkling lights, joyful carols, and festive activities bring the spirit of the season to life. There will be a nightly tree lighting with carols. You can stop by Santa's workshop with card making for local seniors. You can take a ride on the Christmas train, make friends at the petting zoo, and just admire all the lights. Mission Waco's art program, Urban Expressions, will be hosting an artisan market on Saturday, December 13th. The market is meant to spotlight local Waco artists and artisans who will display and sell all of their work. They have artisans of all types, perfect for your holiday shopping, as well as fun activities for the whole family. This event will be hosted in the parking lot space behind Mission Waco's World Cup Cafe and the Fair Trade Market. I'm Elizabeth Riley with Act Locally Waco, and I'll see you all next time.
And we are back with Hayden Crawford of the Collin Street Bakery in Corsicana. Of course, that is fruitcake heaven for those of us who love fruitcake. I grew up eating fruitcake. It has kind of become a punchline of a joke. Yeah. So what all have you done to kind of counteract?
Well, we've done a lot of things, and so we blame Carson. We blame Carson for the one fruitcake that's just shipped around from person to person.
That's
right. It is fruitcake. It impacted us, and it impacted the industry. Yes, it did, because we had a huge corporate business. Bell Helicopter, American Airlines, and Texas Instruments,
right,
giving these cakes out. And when this joke came rolling out, and I think sometime in the 80s, well, people, you would realize that you'd understand that they might be fearful of getting a product that was being joked about, and so and so they stopped buying, and so we saw our corporate sales shrink dramatically during that time. Now, what we've experienced happening since is chefs on their talk shows are romancing fruitcake and saying, why was this ever considered a bad food that's just wonderful? My grandmother used to make the best. We've been featured on some of those shows, so that's really been nice for us. We introduced that some of the people had a problem with the red and green fruit. Well, that's Christmas-colored fruit, red and green for Christmas, and that's what that was. But some people,
they're dried fruits.
So it's a
but it seemed like there was, what is the citron? There was something that was like.
Okay, so citron is an item that all the bakers used, all the chefs use as a way of balancing sugar, or balancing sweet.
Right.
So citron has a tart tang.
Very tart, but maybe that's what people didn't like.
Is what they end up not liking it, but there's another story to that. Okay. And then in the sugar, it gave it balance. Okay. Well, so we've been using citron for years. In all the bakeries, all the fruitcake bakeries were using citron. We had a salesman let us know that the citron that we were buying, it was labeled citron, was not really citron at all. It was a turnip.
What?
Yes. So citron, it turned out, was very expensive and very time-consuming to make it properly so that you could use it to bake. And they started getting turnips, and it is a very similar product, but it's not citron. And we found that out. We stopped buying from that. Okay. And that's when we went to Costa Rica and founded our farms down there, and we started growing pineapple. But we also
right. I knew that you did that.
Yeah, papaya was also a product of ours down there, and the papaya is what we use to supplant or to take the place of the citron. Has the same quality. It's a spicy, kind of sharp, tangy flavor, and it would balance the sweetness of the sugars and the fruits.
Yeah, the good thing about fruitcake is that it does last. I mean, that was the part of the joke. It was going around, but they really do last through the holidays.
And intentionally,
They're not eaten up. But they don't last in my house. But you know what I'm saying.
and I like that. That's what my dad used to say was, you asked me how long does it last? Well, it won't last long in my house because we eat it. But the reason that it lasts long is intentionally made that way. This is before this fruitcake was invented, before there was refrigeration. And so the homemakers that were making these cakes needed a way of making it in such a way that it would last.
Right.
And so they would make it dense so to hold out the oxygen. That was one of the things that would cause a cake to get old. And it would glacé the fruits, another thing that preserves the...
and how do you do that?
You super sugar it. So you put it in tubs of sugar water, and you let it sit, and the fibers of the fruit begin to take up the sugar, and it actually creates a barrier so it doesn't melt when you bake it. If you take a peach or a pineapple or whatever and you bake it, they'll just mush. Well, this glacé process lets it hold the shape.
Okay.
And it also allows it to age without worrying about it going bad. And so these cakes were made. They were put in a root cellar because they weren't refrigerators. And they would pull them out at the holidays, at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they tasted just like they were when they were freshly made. And that also allowed us then to ship them overseas, because there was no need to rush. It had a long shelf life on it. So we baked these products, put them on ships, ship them over, get there in a month, 2 months, whatever it was, and they still tasted like they did when you baked it.
And of course, they still come in the tin,
Right.
which over the years, every kid had a tin that they'd keep their baseball cards in, or, knickknacks, or mom would have, sewing notions.
On stuff, yep. And that's the fun story there. So we'd have a tin, not this one, not the recognizable one, but we would have a tin, and we sell our cakes in that tin, and after a number of years, we would discontinue that tin and bring in a new tin. And we did this for a number of years until
Kind of collectors.
Yeah, just kind of collectors. So that's just the way we did it. Until somewhere, we think in the late 40s. No one's really sure when this happened, but we evolved into the tin that everybody knows, the red tin with the cowboy and the lasso and the Alamo. And then we phased it out after 3, 4, 5 years. And our customers said, no, you're not going to do this. Kind of like, I don't know, like the new Coke. They said, we're not.
Oh, that was a huge mistake.
Yeah, huge mistake. It was for us as well. So we tried and brought that tin back, and we have not walked away from it since. And people know it, love it. Even in The Godfather, there's this scene where Sonny, the character, James Caan, is taking a call in his kitchen. And if you look next to his elbow, there's one of our deluxe tins. It wasn't product placement. This was just a set designer that put it there on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's there on The Godfather.
That is cool. What do you wish more people understood about the fruitcake?
That it's a quality product. That it's just amazingly, lovingly crafted and created. It's almost 30% pecans. Pecans are one of the most expensive.
It's nutritious.
That's nutritious. It's all that protein. The fruits, we go to wherever the fruit is expressed by Mother Nature in its finest, and that's where we get it. So the pineapple comes from Costa Rica, the papaya, Costa Rica, the cherries from the Pacific Northwest, the raisins from California. So we buy the best of the best and cobble that together into a fruitcake where it's all bound and held together by a locally harvested honey. I mean, what's not to like? It's just this fantastic concoction. And your grandmothers loved it, and your great-grandmothers, and your aunts, and your uncles. And so it had a wonderful history that kind of faded with Johnny Carson and the health craze, too.
People are trying to cut carbs and all that. But it's the holidays. I mean,
it is the holidays, and now we have people that are embracing the high density caloric content of the fruitcake because it's
I said there was some health bars and
Health
stuff
bars.
that are sort of like that anyway.
We are introducing a health bar.
Are you really?
Yes, we are, which you'll be able to get in the stores in January, which turns out to be that's the health bar month of the year.
I bet.
And yeah, but January is.
So what is it going to be called?
Let's see, I think we're going to call it either our pecan bar or our fruitcake bar, and I think we're still in flux on which one. But
Yeah.
it's the fruitcake ingredients without the batter.
Okay.
And it's gluten free.
So I was going to say it has to be gluten free because there's not a lot of batter in a
Right,
fruitcake.
but there's still gluten in fruitcake. But in the
You gotta
bar
have a binder.
there's none. Yes, you got to have a binder. But it's non gluten, and then and it's all natural.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Another new product that you did not bring, but I saw online was the beautiful tin with fruitcake cookies.
Yes.
Which I thought, oh, this is new. And when we were talking earlier, said, oh, no, they've been around.
No, we've had them forever, but people just didn't pay attention to them. It's the people that think they don't like fruitcake would never touch a fruitcake cookie. If we can fool them and say, here, try this cookie, see what you think, they will like it. Almost invariably, they'll, oh my gosh, this is a great cookie. What is this? Well, it's a cookie made from all of our fruitcake ingredients.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same thing. It just tastes like a cookie.
Yeah, I was having lunch with some friends, and I was telling them about that product. And when I said, oh, I used to cut up the fruit from my grandmother's cookies, just because she would do a fruitcake cookie. So it is something that's been around for a long time.
Yep.
Is there anybody that you know of that was just a real fruitcake skeptic that's like, I'm not going to, that did take a bite and went, oh my gosh, this is really good?
It happens all the time. It really does happen all the time. But the worst, I'll just put it this way, the worst I've ever seen, and I've been around for a long time. I think I've said 20 years in the business myself, and I grew up in it. But you'll see people, because we have free samples at every store.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
The reason why we do is because people say, I hate fruitcake, and we want to prove them. Worst I've ever seen is, oh, that's not bad. And it... For sure, it's far from not bad.
Yeah,
but
right.
That's the true fruitcake hater that says, oh, well, that's
it's
not
not
bad. Yeah. And there are people that will come in and say, I don't like fruitcake, and taste the fruitcake and then walk away with boxes of them because they realize what a unique and home and hearth and family-oriented product it is.
Well, it certainly evokes memories of the holidays, for sure.
Yeah.
I know you've done in the past apricot
Yes.
bites.
Yes.
That was a huge favorite of my aunt. I mean, we'd always have to hunt those down and find those. Do you still do those?
So we still do those, and so that's a good point. That brings, you were asking originally, what did you do when the fruitcakes kind of started taking that rap? Well, one of the things we did was we started changing the recipe, trying to find one that the customers would like. And so you don't like the red and green fruit? Okay, how about this one? It's made with just apricots.
Yeah.
Our apricot pecan cake. And then we came up with one we called the Texas Blonde, kind of tongue-in-cheek, and we removed the red and green fruit from the top and used the batter from the deluxe, but then decorated the top with just pecans.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous cake, and it doesn't have that red and green fruit that some people just abhor. And that became a good cake for us. We changed the name, by the way, from fruitcake to pecan cakes for a while. This is back in probably the late 80s, early 90s. Trying to get away from that pejorative, trying to get away from that. And we saw sales tick up. I don't know what, it was recognizable, 15, 20%, because they weren't buying a fruitcake. They were buying something else.
Well, Collin Street Bakery has been around since, 1896?
Yes.
Nearly 130 years
Yeah.
in Texas history. So what do you think gives it that staying power?
Well, it's family-owned and operated. I would say
Yeah.
that's probably it. What we do, and I'm in customer service, which is one of the key components of any business, I think, but for sure of our family-oriented business, the customer's always right. Corporate America has a problem with that, and they find it difficult to deal with customers on that issue. But for me and for our group, the customer is always right. So you get a customer that's angry because of this or that and this, that, and you take care of them, they spread the word. They become an ambassador for the fruitcake because you took care of them. And we do that daily.
Yeah, and your staff, of course. It was wonderful for me to go and do a story there for KXXV when I was doing traveling Texas, and in Corsicana is a pretty famous statue. Tell me about that.
So that's a wonderful statue. So probably 15 years ago or so, an artist, a sculptor, was brought in from the town of Corsicana to pick out a subject that we're going to make a fruitcake statue. I mean, a Collin Street Bakery statue.
Right. Yeah, that is evocative of
Evocative of,
the Collin Street Bakery.
Right.
And it could have been anybody.
It could have
really
been.
is.
It could have
Yeah.
been anybody,
Right.
and so he went around with a camera and he took pictures of some of the executives at the bakery, and my dad was one of them.
Yeah.
Jerry Grimmett, who just recently retired, just maybe 2 years ago, just retired. He's probably in his early 90s now.
Yeah.
And Mr. McNutt, who his fourth generation is Thomas McNutt, who is helping us run the bakery now.
Yeah. Right.
So took pictures of all those guys and then went away and said, I'm going to surprise you with who the model is going to actually be. Well, it was Jerry Grimmett, probably our longest serving employee. And he has a very distinctive look. I mean, he's 6'3", and they came out with this statue, and he is standing on a fruitcake tin. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
We have Corsicana has downtown has a number of statues. This is part of the beautification of Corsicana that we're ongoing doing, and I think this is absolutely the best statue, and it happens to be ours.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's wonderful. Of course, you represent the company. What's your favorite part for you of the job?
Gosh, the extraordinary history and the customers we get to talk about. It's just amazing. I was in my office 2 weeks ago, and Lyle Lovett's wife, called in and was placing her order for them.
Really?
With my assistant, and so I got to hear that. But that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
Vanna White is a customer of ours. Vanna White also, small world. My sister is married to her brother.
Really?
So that's kind of crazy,
Yeah.
but she's a customer, and Nolan Ryan, baseball great. He's a loyal fan of ours, and so we have all these wonderful accolades coming in from all these amazing people, and then we have this history.
Yeah.
We get to talk about it all, and the product is there. The quality of the product's there to taste anytime you want to try.
Oh, golly, yeah. So in the next few years, because there's always these new products that you keep coming out with, I guess that department's really having a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. I don't get to be a part of that department, and I'm kind of sick about that. But Thomas McNutt,
Yeah.
fourth generation McNutt, is part of that group, and they're having a blast. The bar that we just mentioned, the health bar, or energy
Right,
bar,
in
whatever.
January.
That's one of ours that we're coming out with. We have a fruitcake right here.
Yeah.
This one, we did this for the price point. Our fruitcakes are very expensive. They have to be.
Well, that's why they're nice gifts.
Yes, they're nice gifts. They have to be expensive. It's just the quality of the ingredients
Well,
going
then
in.
the tin is not cheap and all that.
There you go. With this one is $12, and you've got a pound worth of the best fruitcake that we think's on the planet.
Yeah.
Then you can get this guy. This is a 2-pound deluxe. That's $36. So it's expensive.
Yeah, and you got the little bitty
The
one.
little one, we call that our deluxe mini. That guy's about $21. It's a perfect size to give to a couple for Christmas. But coming up with new products is there's some need for it, of course, but at the same time, it's also just fun to see what we can do.
Yeah, and you've got now these beautiful retail locations that need to have,
Yeah,
product.
Fresh
But
face.
if they're also, I know the Waco one is like a sandwich shop. I mean, you can meet there for coffee and have the whole.
Well, now the funny story there. We're building. We decided to build this the first ever location, and this was on I-45 in Corsicana before the Waco one.
Right.
And so we're building it, and there's it's just a bakery at the time. That's all we were, was just a bakery. And I like to say I came up with the idea my business partner and the president of the company, Bob McNutt, says it was his idea. But one of us said, "Hey, look, we're already making all the breads. Why don't we make sandwiches using the breads and sell those and have kind of a little lunch business?" And we made that gamble and we did it. And to do that, that means you have to take up retail space with tables and chairs. And again, a lot of our partners were angry that we were taking up selling space with tables and chairs.
Do we want to encourage people just to sit
just
and
to
drink
sit.
coffee? And
And by the way, they're not going to do it because they never do. They have never sat down in our bake shop, so they're not going to do this. And so it was a big gamble, and we kind of ignored some of the naysayers, and we went ahead and did it, and it worked.
Yeah.
And people would come in and get their sandwiches, and they would sit down, they relax, and get some of the dust off from the road, and it worked out. It was fantastic. So once we realized how successful that was at I-45, we retrofitted our original store with a little deli as well. And then when we rolled out I-35 here in Waco, we did the same, and all the other stores will always also
Yeah.
have that.
Well, and my husband came with me when we did the story there in Corsicana at the store number 7. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
The
well,
seventh, anyway.
7th Avenue location. Yeah.
7th Avenue location. We hadn't had lunch, so we did have lunch there. It was great. I mean, it was just a wonderful experience.
It's freshly
So-
made that day,
I know.
right
Listen,
then.
so if you haven't been to Corsicana to the 7th Avenue location, then absolutely you must do that.
Do it, or
But
all the stores will have it. So, and you can get chili. We make our chili is just fantastic, and we'll make a soup, a cream soup, and a broth soup as well.
yeah,
And you have salads. We grow our own lettuce in a hydroponic garden.
hydroponic, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so so it's just a fresh experience, and our coffee is, I think, the world's
It
best.
was very good.
It's very, very good. It's Costa Rican coffee. Central American coffees, a lot of experts say, is the best in the world because it has low acidity, so it doesn't mess with your stomach, but still has those nice flavors. It's not bold, it's not overly bold, but it's a warm, inviting drink. I love it. I have Cinchona every single day.
Well, it is all so good, and I don't know how you're not 800 pounds with all of these goodies around you every day of the year. But this time of year especially is when fruitcakes kind of take center stage, at least at my house, and so you can find Collin Street Bakery products at these locations. Are you also in some other retail locations?
So yes, so we're in almost every grocery store of any size, national size, in the United States. So we again, Thomas McNutt, we put him in charge of the wholesale part of the business, which we'd never done before. We were always
Right. It
just
was always you had to go.
You had to go.
Corsicana, really.
In fact, it was my dad that came with the line, only sold in stores,
Ah.
and the reason for that was to build up the demand. But what we realized was people were just no longer interested or as interested in fruitcake, and so we got it out to them instead of having them come to us,
Right.
and that's been a huge success for us. And Thomas has done a great job with it. So almost any at the Central Market has them, Tom Thumb has them, Kroger's has them. Just almost any grocery store, look for them, you'll find them.
H-E-B.
HEB,
they're at
yeah,
H-E-B.
HEB.
Of course. And your online
Yes, yes.
presence is great because you can just go online and order too.
So, in fact, we are. That's the biggest part of our business, the online part. We're about 20 million in sales, and the majority of that is coming from the online sales. We sell into all 50 states, and somewhere the number. Every time I look at the number is different, but somewhere over 100 and less than 190 countries,
Really?
foreign countries, in any given year. So we penetrate the market, as they say.
Well, it is a wonderful product, and I'm just so delighted you could come and spend some time during fruitcake season when I know everything. Thomas is the one who reached out to me,
Yeah.
and I said, "Oh, well, can you come?" He goes, I can't leave the campus.
And he's
I've got to be there.
and we make him. We stick his feet to the fire, and he is doing a great job. We love having him there and helping run the business because Bob and I are getting older. You know, as I was telling my wife, hey, I turned 70, so get ready. I may be retiring and hanging out at the house here more. But yeah, it's a fun business, and we're in the thick of it right now. This is fruitcake season. I was happy to come over here, but I better
Delighted.
get back.
Well, thank you so much. It has been a joy. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Absolutely,
Hayden.
Ann.
Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead. A big thank you to our sponsor, Fox & Co. Bakery. Check them out for delicious baked goods and your catering needs.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. It's bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Hey Waco, meet your new favorite email. It's called the Waco Buzz, the local newsletter that skips crime and chaos and gets straight to the good stuff. New restaurants, hidden gems, weekend events, and stories that make you proud to call Waco home. It's quick, free, and written by people who love Waco as much as you do. Join thousands of neighbors who already start their mornings with the Waco Buzz at thewacobuzz.com.
All right, well, this one here is called Dance or Fight. I just want to get high and sing my songs. I hope someone out there will sing along. Y'all can dance or you can fight, cuss and drink all damn night, but I just want to get high and sing my songs. Lately this whole world seemed mighty complicated. A lot of folks are angry, more are just jaded. It gets hard keeping up with news and social expectations when I just want to sing my heart and enjoy some libations. I said I just want to get high and sing my songs. Well, I hope someone out there will sing along. Y'all can dance or you can fight, cuss and drink all damn night, but I just want to get high and sing my songs. Well, we can't go back to the way things used to be, but we can aim for where we think we want to go. Oh, brother, you do you, and I'll do me. A little love, and we can all be free. I said, live, let live, so we could all die in peace. Good grief! I said, I just want to get high and sing my songs. Well, I hope someone out there will sing along. Y'all can dance or you can fight, cuss and drink all damn night, but I just want to get high and sing my songs. And I said, I just want to get high and sing my songs. Well, I hope someone out there will sing along. Oh, y'all can dance or you can fight, cuss and drink all goddamn night, but I just want to get high and sing my songs. It's called River City Jubilee. Well, I'm broke down, stoned, and drunk in Kansas City, watching that old river move along. It takes with it the silt and the runoff, unimpeded and without need of song. But I write about it anyway, and I'm sure I'm not the first to be taken by this situation, oh, and to need to turn it into verse. And kindred spirits are us penmen, with the gamblers buying their lives from an unstoppable force that just keeps on turning. It's churning, swirling, moving all day and night. So flow along, old river, in the well-worn words of the past, these words that ring true now as ever, oh, words to help make good times last.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Send money abroad in just a few steps with Remitly. Sign up with your email, enter an amount, choose how your loved ones receive the money, enter your recipient's information, select a payment method, hit send, and relax. Download the Remitly app today.
It doesn't matter if your investment budget is small or big. All you need is Benzinga Pro and its powerful news alerts, price tracking, and portfolio monitoring. Subscribe now, and we'll skyrocket your portfolio today.
At Fullwell, we bring together the expertise of registered dietitians, MDs, and OBGYNs to give you the best fertility support. Fullwell, your trusted partner on your fertility journey. Visit us at fullwellfertility.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
Hey Waco, meet your new favorite email. It's called the Waco Buzz, the local newsletter that skips crime and chaos and gets straight to the good stuff. New restaurants, hidden gems, weekend events, and stories that make you proud to call Waco home. It's quick, free, and written by people who love Waco as much as you do. Join thousands of neighbors who already start their mornings with the Waco Buzz at thewacobuzz.com.
A journey into new thoughts, new cultures, new adventures. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Babbel now. Go to babbel.com or download the app.
I'm definitely in the love fruitcake group. What's not to love? Beautiful Texas pecans, delicious dried fruits. It's chewy and crunchy, a sweet blend of flavors. Here at the family-owned Collin Street Bakery, they've been creating these sweet cakes since 1896.
Let me tell you, you have not had the best fruitcake until you've had Collin Street Bakery fruitcake. It is a whole different experience.
Executive Vice President Thomas McNutt is a fourth-generation owner-operator.
Titles don't mean a ton here because we're a small business and we all wear a lot of hats and pitch in.
At the Collin Street Bakery Cafe on West 7th in Corsicana, visitors can sample the fruitcake as well as enjoy lunch. But behind the scenes, an operation that turns out lots of fruitcake and other baked goodies.
Our goal this year is 1.3 million pounds of cake.
They're hand-decorated with pecans and cherries and shipped to more than 200 countries.
Well, as the legend goes, apparently one of our fruitcakes made it into outer space on an Apollo mission. Many celebrities are customers of ours. We sent a cake just the other day to Chuck Norris, Walker, Texas Ranger, and so we're very, very proud to send him some goodies.
They credit their start in the mail-order business to Ringling Brothers Circus.
So when Corsicana was the wealthiest per capita city in the state of Texas from the oil boom, entertainers would come to town around the turn of the 19th century. The original Collin Street Bakery had a little boutique hotel on the second floor. And so Mr. Ringling of Ringling Brothers Circus stayed at the hotel, woke up one morning and experienced a wonderful aroma, and that was our original deluxe fruitcake. And he came down and he said, "I've got to try that." And he said, "These are amazing." Took him on the road with him and would write back and say, "Would you send me more of those cakes?" as the legend goes.
And it's not just fruitcake coming out of the Collin Street Bakery.
We're a full-scale fresh scratch bakery, and so we've got many cookie flavors. At our different bakeries, you'll find fresh scratched cookies and breads and pastries and pies.
Something new is their refrigerator cookies you can bake at home, as well as fruitcake petites, cookie-sized portions that are drenched in a chocolate bath.
A lot of people don't know we've got one of the best tasting cheesecakes on planet Earth. We make a good pecan brittle and peanut brittle. We make it the old-fashioned way in the old gas fired up kettle, pour it out on the marble slab and let it cool.
And there are even fruitcake-flavored beverages. Last year, Shiner Bock Brewery released one, and this year...
We got a call from another little beverage company this year, and that company's name is Mountain Dew. We're very proud to be featured with Shiner Bock last year and Mountain Dew this year. Fruitcake's making a comeback.
Maybe your family holiday tradition also includes a debate over the merits of fruitcake on the dessert table. For me, no debate. Christmas isn't complete without a bite of deluxe fruitcake. At the Collin Street Bakery in Corsicana, I'm Ann Harder.
But boy, it looked effortless.
Man, watch this.
Layups, floaters, threes. He was like an unsolvable equation.
I was born like this.
His resilience, his strength, his belief, adversity never stood a chance.
Know your power.
We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
At Tusain's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.